This is commentary on Lesson 29 in the Workbook of A Course in Miracles, God is in Everything I See. Today we're continuing the pivot in these first 50 lessons that I mentioned yesterday, in that we're going to start experiencing and using the exercises in this other way of seeing that the Course talks about. And it reflects the entire structure of the workbook in that the first half is letting go of how we think and see things now, and once letting go and making a place for us to see them as exactly as they are. And so in this first half of these first 50 lessons, we've come to realize uh, that the place where we experience things is in our minds, that the experience of sadness or depression, any negative feelings, anger or fear, are a function of attack thoughts in our minds. And as we've studied in our classes, this is the original attack thoughts that caused the separation or the seeming false self of sense that arised, that lacks, is incomplete. So today's lesson is God is in everything I see. Um, the first paragraph here is a kind of a pattern that happens in the workbook, in that we go through a series of lessons and then we get to one, and the lesson is seen as a summation of the lessons that went before it. So the idea for today, explains why you can see all purpose in everything. It explains why nothing is separate and by itself, and it explains why nothing you see means anything. In fact, it explains every idea we've used thus far and all subsequent ones as well. Today's idea is the whole basis for vision. So in a sense, it's a summation of all that went before, and then we're moving on from there. Okay, next paragraph. You'll probably find this idea very difficult to grasp at this point. This is what he alluded to in the introduction of the workbook, that the ideas can seem silly or dumb or irreverent, but to just use them. And here's a key notion in 3. Certainly, God is not in the table, for example, as you see it. So that's important to remember, that it's not, when we say God is in everything, we're not saying God's a table or God's whatever the object is. We're saying we're seeing that incorrectly, and what's behind it is God. And that those objects now have the purpose, that a table shares the purpose of the universe, that all these objects have the purpose of showing us that God is really in everything that we see. And so every object shares that purpose because it shares the purpose of its creator. So try then today to begin to learn how to look on all things with love, appreciation, and open-mindedness. This is the hope in this new way of seeing, is that it's not this mixed bag of our seeing. Some things are pleasant, other things are unpleasant. It's unequivocal in that atonement is that there's just one experience, and that's of love, appreciation, and open-mindedness. There's not this up and down, back and forth between negative feelings, negative experiences. It's just one of love and appreciation and open-mindedness. You do not see them now. Would you know what's in them? Nothing is as it appears to you. Its holy purpose stands beyond your little range. When vision has shown you the holiness that lights up the world, you'll understand today's idea perfectly. So we're alluding to that this is a process, and we're doing the beginning. We're not expected to really grasp or understand all of it now, just to begin to do it. And this is a description in the other way of seeing, and you will not understand how you could have ever found it difficult. So our 6 2-minute practice periods follow this familiar pattern. We repeat the idea to ourselves, and we apply it randomly. That's the key to the chosen subjects. And avoid the tendency of a hierarchy of preference towards objects, treating them all the same, and which may be particularly tempting in connection with today's idea because of its wholly alien nature. My experience when I did this today was to see this rubbish on the floor here and these pile of junk, and it's like, man, God's in that. So, but anyways, not to make those distinctions, just apply it randomly and unequivocally to all that we see. Okay, we're not capable of really imposing an order on it or understanding an order. Your list of subjects should therefore be as free of self-selection as possible. For example, a suitable list might include, and then he gives a list of common objects. And the last paragraph concludes with a very, very hopeful thing, is that some of the benefits in this new way of seeing should occur to us today, that at least once or twice you should experience a sense of restfulness as you do this. Do what? That in addition to the assigned practice periods, these 6 2-minute periods, that we repeat the idea for today at least once an hour, looking slowly about you as you say the words unhurriedly to yourself. I think that you could set this goal as an expectation that should you do this repeat it, that a sense of restfulness will come to you. All right, that's it for today. Thank you.